In this video, I'll show you how to install a countertop or deck-mounted pot filler like this. Let's take a look inside the box. Everything is packaged very nicely for shipment. We've got the pot filler, which has two on-off controls. And then it's actually able to be installed in two different size holes. There's the standard like 1.5-inch hole, and then also this size. If you're installing in a small hole, there's this rubber washer that has integrated O-rings that goes on the bottom, and this goes down through the hole. If you're installing in the standard hole size, there's this collar that then threads on and has an O-ring to seal on the counter. And then there's a spacer that threads on, and that fills up the hole to keep it located properly inside the hole. So I'll be using this for my installation, so I'll go ahead and get it on there. Once you put this through the countertop, from the bottom, you'll put on a rubber washer. And then you'll put on this plastic piece, and then a metal washer, and this metal nut. You tighten the brass nut on, and then you can use a supply hose that they provide. The large end goes directly on the bottom. This one's about 2 feet long. It's a smaller inlet, larger outlet. For my installation, this is going to be too short, so I'm going to need to buy a little bit longer hose to reach from my shut-off valve. You can see that I had the installers already drill my countertop, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in. You can see it fits just underneath here. And now I'll attach everything from the bottom. So I did a test fit, and with this plastic piece, it won't fit everything else in the stack up and leave me enough thread to make sure I get my hose connection tight. Because this is a stone countertop, it's really stiff and rigid. I'm just going to not use this white plastic piece. I'm going to use the rubber washer, the metal washer, and then the brass nut. Use a crescent wrench to tighten the brass nut while holding the faucet from the top. When you're using a crescent wrench, you always want to use the solid part to apply the torque. So I'm going to hold it this way when twisting this way. Next, I'm going to drill my holes for the supply lines. I'm going to mark my spot where I'm going to run the water line through the cabinet. I've already measured. I want to be about 1.75 inches off the wall and basically lined up with this faucet here. Use a 3/4 spade bit that's big enough to fit the small end of the supply line through. The hardware store didn't have a longer hose to use. So what I did is I bought an extra foot-long hose and a 3/8 OD compression coupling, and I'll use this and some wrenches to just join the two hoses together to make it long enough for what I need. This is how the coupling comes. It's made for connecting metal tubing. Now I don't need to use these parts, so I'm just going to take them off. I'll save them for a future project. What I really need is just this piece here. So I'm going to connect it and then connect to the other end. I'll use 2 wrenches to tighten this. Tighten the 2 hoses against each other. When you're checking for leaks on this install, make sure you also check this location. Now I'm going to feed this through from the other side and connect it to my water outlet. So this is the supply line for my refrigerator. This is the supply line for my pot filler. I'll get rid of this piece, save it for a future project, don't need it for this. I'll use some 1/2-inch cable clamps to move the hose so it's secured out of the way of my cabinet. To test this out, I always take off the screen first before I put water through it the first time. That way any debris that was in the water lines or in the faucet from manufacturing can get out. Then I'll put the screen back in. You can see there's already a little bit of debris on it. I'm just going to use this bucket to collect the water. There's a little O-ring up in here that just came out. Make sure you don't lose that. Alright, I've got that flushed out. I'll put the O-ring back in with the screen. Alright, and give it a try. So you have 2 shut-off valves. And vertical is off on both of them. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up and tell me about in the comments. You can also subscribe to my channel for more helpful tips. Thanks.